Hello, friends. My name is Rachel here. I am here representing Trimark from PCNA today, and we are going to be talking about trends, current trends. The first one that I'd like to explore with you is that of a virtual connection. Unfortunately, we have had to deal with some incredible circumstances this year with COVID and coronavirus. And while eventually we hope that COVID goes away and is not a primary concern anymore, the reality is that the virtual connection is probably here to stay. Studies show that 2 to 3% of the workforce worked from home half time or more prior to COVID, and the anticipation is that somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30% of the workforce will be continuing to work from home after all of this is over. The reason for that is that logistically we've proven it's possible, and in fact, without commute times and the high expenses of hosting employees in an office, we find that it's possible to do as much or more from our homes, or really working from anywhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be a home, as it is in an office. So again, we believe that this trend of doing business virtually is going to continue moving forward, regardless of whether or not COVID is a top concern of ours. So what can we do knowing that many of our interactions will be done virtually, like we're doing today via Zoom? One of the easiest ways to adapt your apparel purchases is to just give a slight tweak and move from left chest, which is what you see here, up to the shoulder, which is what you're seeing up here in this corner. So it doesn't cost anything more. It's a slight tweak. So again, whether you are the guy that's sitting equal distance like me, or the up close guy where you really can't see the left chest as well, you're going to be well represented. Your brand is going to be well represented. These days, we really need to take every opportunity that we can to create connections with our brand and our either clients or community or target audience. So ensuring that our brand is visible can be really, really important. And again, there's no additional charge to move a logo up a few inches, and it is a standard location on many of our garments. A few industries that we've seen some success with so far, healthcare, so specifically anywhere from doctors to pharmaceutical reps who are still launching product even in times of COVID, and even technology, really anyone who has a need to face a customer base and is not able to be there in person, or a need to face a community, even education, teachers when they're teaching virtual classes. Again, nice to have that connection to the brand by being able to make sure that it's visible when you are on a virtual call. Another great example that we're seeing is virtual conferences. So one of the great advantages to working with Blue Sky is that they're able to put some fantastic kits together for you. Apparel can be very impactful. Specifically, jackets are considered the most highly retained item that you can put a logo in. And that means that more people will keep an outerwear piece than anything else that is in your closet. So one idea would be to put together a big kit like this. Some call it a swag bag. It can be a reward for signing up early or for attending the conference. We've seen some situations where virtual conferences are attended much more heavily than in-person conferences, because you're able to avoid the logistical issues that come with in-person. Things like traveling are avoided, the expense of having somebody, leave one location and go to another. So again, virtual conferences can be incredibly impactful, and you may have a little more budget to sink into the swag, which can be highly social media-able. So might be a great investment to connect further with your brand and have that ROI stick around for a while, since these are items your recipients are likely to keep on their desk or on their backs. Home office. So again, home office, that certainly can apply to a literal home office, but these days people are kind of working from anywhere. So just the same as you would consider drinkware for your stay-at-home crew, or even a wireless mouse, don't forget that it's important to have the credibility of a visible logo when it comes to apparel for virtual meetings as well. So another thing that really helps when you're creating that connection is an internal brand. So Trimark has several garments that are internally brandable. Here's a list of them. Your Blue Sky teammate that you work with can certainly help you further on this. But we can actually message anything that you want on the inside of any of these garments. So whether it's the back neck label, we have several garments that you can relabel, for instance, if you wanted to create your own brand. Or you can use this space in either the back neck or this area where you can see the model with the red and black jacket right inside there. That's a great place to brand as well. And again, it can say whatever you want. So whether it is a thank you for, being an essential employee, or it's a reminder of your core value statement, or a hashtag or an inside joke, it can commemorate something important for you. So let's say you have a 100-year anniversary coming up. That's a great place to note, your history as an organization. So again, your Blue Sky team can certainly help you come up with the concepts, but the internal branding adds a surprise and delight factor that your clients or your recipients are probably not expecting. And that helps kind of reinforce whatever those messages are that you want your recipients to walk away with. Another trend, in addition to virtual life, is healthy earth, healthy life. This one's really interesting to me because we are starting to see, really for the first time in my life, our ability to actually make an impact on our environment. So we're seeing things like holes in the ozone layer closing up because people are staying home, right? We're seeing the impact our choices are making on the environment. Blue skies are being seen over cities that have been smog ridden for years and years. Even in LA, in Chicago, for instance, we're seeing more blue skies than ever before. You're even seeing fish appearing in the Venice canals due to the lack of people just churning things up in the bottom. It's really interesting stuff. And eco-friendly has been really important for our planet for the last several years. It's become more and more of a focus for many organizations. And now PCNA and Trimark offer eco-friendly product. And frankly, the EcoSmart product line, which is our proprietary name for our eco-friendly product, not only is the best in class, as in it's great product without the fact that it's eco-friendly, but when you add in the eco-friendly component, it becomes even more compelling. This is really a message that our clients are receiving well. These three styles are our eco-friendly line. It's the first line that we've launched. We launched it in January. And these three styles make up over 50% of our new product sales. We had, I think, close to 20 SKUs that we launched in January. And again, these three styles make up over 50% of the sales. Digging into these a bit, the Amos Polo is truly one of my favorite polos to wear. Price point's fantastic. So you get a really high performance piece. It's going to have UV protection. It's dry wicking. It's made of 34% post-consumer recycled polyester. So you've got great performance, but most importantly, I think it feels great on the body. So it feels a bit like a cotton piece, even though it is polyester. It's got that really soft hand that makes you actually want to wear the product. And it's very fashion forward. You've got some unique seaming details. It can take several of our decoration techniques. And overall, it's just a really great product at a great price point that happens to also be eco-friendly. One of the things that we've noticed as well is that our world is really looking for opportunities to give back. And so you'll notice the last bullet point there, 1% goes to For the Planet, which is a give back program. In our case, we've chosen to support clean water and planting of trees. And the next style in our EcoSmart collection is our daesh half zip. I love this piece. It has hidden thumb holes. So thumb holes can be a little controversial. Some people love them. Some people don't love them. In either case, you cannot see these thumb holes unless you're actually wearing them, which is a great feature because it supports both sides of that fence. It has this really unique texture to the fabric. So when you're walking into Lululemon or even the Target athleisure wear section, you'll notice that you'll see a lot more texture in these dry wicking fabrics. And that's something that we have brought to market with this particular piece. The collar on the men's piece is a little bit shorter. And again, that reflects trends that we're seeing in retail. And you'll notice too that it's a slightly darker heathering. So you can see the woman there on wearing a lighter color. All of the other colors are going to be a little bit darker, and you'll see that they have a slightly darker heathering look to them, again, reflective of what's happening in retail. The last piece in our EcoSmart collection is the Rincon packable jacket. This is a fantastic piece. It packs into a pouch that's sewn into the pocket. So when you're not using it, or when we get back to traveling someday, or if you are in logistics and need to have some protective gear for the weather, and you're in a car all the time, it's really nice to be able to pack this up, slip it in a glove compartment, slip it in a backpack, or even into a suitcase if you're traveling. It's wind and water resistant and water repellent, which means that it's weather resistant. So while it's not 100% waterproof, it will definitely keep you dry going from building to building, or a car to a building, or even outside in a light drizzle for a short period of time. The hood is also packable, so it packs right into the collar. You can see that you don't see a hood here. That's because he's packed that hood into the collar. It is lightly lined, zippered pockets, super breathable. It's just a very comfortable, unique piece. So the last trend that we're going to talk about today is that of well-being. And certainly that means a lot of different things. We can talk about dry wicking apparel so that we can work out at home. But most obviously, we can talk about face coverings. So what I love about the Eco pleated mask is that it is part of our 1% for the Planet Give Back program. It is made of partly recycled poly, happens to be UPF 40 plus rated as well, so it'll protect you a bit from the sun, washable, reusable. It has a filter pocket. I will tell you from personal experience, this is the most comfortable mask I have ever worn. We put a lot of time and effort into the elastic details and into the fabric details to make sure that it is something that's very wearable for a long period of time. And again, the filter pocket, you can add additional protection if you'd like. One of the biggest benefits to this is the low minimum order quantity. So you can order as few as 50 at a time for both the pleated mask, and over here you'll see the snood as well. So the snood is also known as a gaiter. And what's fun about the snood is we call it the new concert tee because it's fully customizable. So you can see some of the detail on the woman wearing it in the top. We can fully customize the color of the entire thing for you. It starts out white and it is edge to edge, full color branding. So you can add gradients. You can do basically a photo of a skyline, for instance. Whatever it is you want to put on this, you can do it. And that's why we're calling it the new concert tee, because it's commemorative of a really unique time in our history. Also, fully customizable, like we said, 50-piece minimum order quantity. And this, unlike the mask, which hopefully will go into a drawer after all this is over, never to be seen again, the snood or gaiter can be worn in so many different ways. So you can wear it as a beanie, a face covering, you can wear it as a scarf. I tend to wrap mine around my wrist when I'm going for walks in case I want to stop in and pick something up at Starbucks or Walgreens. You can wear it as a bandana, so many different ways for this to be used. This has already been a popular item in the world of outdoorsmanship. So if you're a fisher or a hunter, this has already been popular. If you ride motorcycles, also for any industries like construction or landscaping, these are typically used already. So not only are they appropriate as face coverings right now, but even after this is over, we'll be able to use these in the future. So thank you so much for attending. We really appreciate your time today, and I hope everybody has a really fantastic day.